What's up, guys and gals? Your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter for Jujustu Kaisen, chapter 163. What a great chapter. I'm glad that we didn't go on this whole who is the liar, who is the person, though there's something in Rin. There's something about Rin that doesn't sit right. There's something that he wanted to apologize for and stuff, and we saw this in a couple of pages at the beginning of the chapter of his story, why he knows Yuji and what's going on with his sort of character. And the idea is that he believes like he was a part of bullying gangs. Now, actually, I can sort of relate to this in a way. If you basically just do or ask as people bigger than you, gangs do, bullies do, and do as they say, as provided you're not like getting beat up, give them your lunch money, do their homework sort of idea. If they just say, hey, why don't you make a funny face? And you make a funny face, and then they laugh, and then they move on, like you're avoiding confrontation. Yeah, because bullies have a certain level of pride. If they think that they're being challenged in any way, they lash out. So the best idea is to just simply go along with it and and this is what Rin here is trying to say. He's trying to say, hey, put a big smile on your face, say, oh, hey guys, how you doing? And it's like, what do you need? And if they say, hey, we just need, to take a picture, we need you to do this, can you loan me $5? You sort of just do it. You know what I mean? In that situation. Now, granted, once again, once money or being beat up or something is concerned, then you sort of draw the line. But Rin does make an interesting point because I remember in junior high, I was clean. I was protected because I was in with everybody. I was happy. I was funny. I was a really funny guy. So everybody liked me. They liked me because I was funny. They didn't like me as a person. We never really hung out after school. You know what I mean? I didn't have very many friends in junior high, but I still have the close friends that I made to this day. But my select group of friends numbered like 5. The number of people that thought I was funny and liked me was 100. You know what I mean? So you kept yourself very, like, you were able to talk a little bit of sports with this group, you're able to make a joke with that group, you're able to do this with that group, you're able to, and as long as you were able to keep that balance, everything was okay. And Rin is basically saying that's what people should try to do. Is it a sheep mentality? Absolutely. Gave it up once I got to 10th grade. However, or 11th grade more so. But the fact of the matter is that while you're in school, these guys are teenagers, that is sort of a survival instinct. It saves you from being beaten up. It saves you from these things. And that's what he's trying to showcase us in this small flashback, is that his mentality. And you know what? I actually really like this chapter for showcasing this to us because we're talking about deep philosophical things. Like, this is a world of magic and mystery and sorcery and all that shit. But at the end of the day, this is actually teaching a very good lesson on how to avoid bullies at the best of times. How to avoid groups of bullies circumstantially. Because is his way flawed? Yes. Does it always work? No. But this is a tactic I feel like victims, like fat people, not bright people, small people. I was a very small kid. We should learn these things. Because people are going to pick out that you're ugly, that you're fat, that you're small, that you're an easy target. There's a multitude of reasons that you're poor. There's a multitude of reasons that people are going to pick out you and single you out. And usually people do it in pairs or groups of 3 to 5. So sometimes maybe this tactic will work for you. Maybe sometimes it'll work. Like Rin here is not one of the bullies. He's never one of the ones instigating. He's never one of the ones actually causing it. He's just the one that stands by and lets it happen because it's just like he is a survivor. You could argue it's the survivor's instinct. Now, once again, every time, is it correct? No. And is he a bit of a coward? I would argue it's more survivalist. He's out for himself. Is he brave or heroic? No. But is he a coward? Once again, they're all teenagers. Really going to judge a 15, 16-year-old on not standing up to a bully, then we're all cowards. I didn't stand up for myself. I got my shit kicked a couple of times. I remember being stood in the hallway and getting punched in the face repeatedly, and I just held Buddy by his jacket because I went, I don't want to hurt anybody. I was getting punched in the face, suffered a big black eye at the result. I was being punched in the eye 3 or 4 times, and I just held Buddy there and stood my ground. But to this day, I wish that I had hit back. But I was taught, don't throw your fit. Like, I was taught, you don't hit women, you don't hit people weaker than you, you don't bully anybody. Like, that's how I was taught, and that's a great lesson. But there needs to be that level where you're sort of, Mila Kunis just went on to say, push the bully back sort of idea, and then she sort of backtracked. That was in the news like yesterday or today or whatever. And it's just sort of like, well, like, she wasn't wrong. It's like, no, if someone shoves you on the playground, you shove them the fuck back. You know what I mean? So, realistically, this is actually the most interesting part of the chapter. I didn't think it would be. I was like, what's this Rin character? We don't really care about him. But me, I think that this is very three-dimensional storytelling. I think there's a lot here to unpack. In this world of magic and monsters, I think that there's something to be said here. There's a deeper meaning to this dialogue, and I urge you all to reread the chapter after. If you suffered through my rant to this point, you should definitely reread the chapter and think about what I've said, and really think about how Rin goes about life. And how he's trying to be a survivalist, not a coward and not a hero, but just survive. Something to be said for that. Now, the other part of the chapter goes on. We have 2 other parts of the chapter. Of course, Yuji shows up, he kicks the bully's ass and stuff, and then we go back to the main story where it's revealed that Fushiguro is the one who was, Megumi is the one who got fucked. He's the one who got fucked, and it's actually, she's the one who was lying she's the one with Reggie. Reggie's the dude that was sitting there all with a bathrobe on going, ha ha ha, I have a photo library, ha ha ha, at the end of the last chapter, right? So, but Rin still has something to apologize for, apparently, saying, like, in an inner monologue, like, I need to say it, what do I gotta tell Yuji, I gotta end this, and then says, I'm sorry, Itadori, but then Yuji still goes into the theater. Now, Yuji actually meets up with Higuruma. So, there's something, but before that, we get Reggie and stuff like that, and Megumi has no fucking time for this bullshit, and he's just like, all right, bitch, let's go. He's like, this is a waste of time. He's like, Reggie's super strong. Why are you giving me that face? I'm not scared of you. And he's like, shut the fuck up. I'm about to unleash hell on you people. And I really do believe that Megumi is going to be able to beat both these people. I don't think that this is going to be a situation where he's going to get captured or anything. I was concerned about that for a while. But even though we get introduced to this Reggie person, I think that he's going to get his ass kicked. I really do. And then, once again, we jump into the open theater with Yuji, right? And then we meet up with our main man, who, once again, 10 out of 10 chapter, Higuruma. And Higuruma, or Higuruma. I think I like Higuruma. Anyways, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but anyway, the lawyer, our main man, the guy with 100 points that they're after, they actually found him very fast, quite easily, and I was like, I'm sort of grateful for the pacing, because I don't like the culling game that much. Honestly, I think it's like, just trying to make a tournament arc different, and it's just like, if you're going to do a tournament arc, just fucking do a tournament arc for me. I'm not a huge fan of the culling game, you guys probably know this already, but at least the pacing isn't bad so far in the culling game. Most of the chapter, now that we've started this chapter, we're already boom, boom, boom. Here was our target. We found our target. Boom. Awesome. And we're going to start the fight next chapter. Perfect. This is what we're after. This is what we want. It's a tournament arc disguised as a game. Let's do it. Let's go. So this man is taking a goddamn... He's taking a bath in a tuxedo. In a suit. This man is a Chad. This man is amazing, and he actually, once again, we already knew this about him, knowing his backstory and stuff, and I'm glad we got his backstory before, because that 10 out of 10 chapter, which still is 10 out of 10, was brought up here, like Yuji tries to make his case and Higuruma is just like, no, sorry. In this world, there's no need for accusations, prosecutions, any of that stuff. The Culling game works. The Culling game works beautifully because you get fucked. Like, it doesn't matter about the legal system. The laws are broken, everything's broken, and of course we know that this poor guy is trying to defend people with a conviction rate of 99%, and that is actually confirmed. You get charged with something, 99% conviction rate in Japan. I was like, I couldn't believe that number when that chapter dropped, but it is accurate to 2021, and I was like, well, fuck ever going to Japan at that point. I was actually like, oh my god, everybody wants to go to Japan. I never want to get caught with shit in Japan. I'm gonna go to jail because nobody gets saved in Japan. It's ridiculous, and I think that's absolutely ridiculous. But that's one of the flaws of that country, I suppose. And Higuruma recognizes that, and he wants to change shit, and he never was able to. But now he's been granted a curse technique. Now he knows what he's got to do. So now it's going to be Yuji versus him, and he's just like, all right, gets out of the bathtub, cracking the neck, cracking the knuckles, and let's get to it. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited for this because I thought my favorite part once again would be Higuruma in this thing. And when I first read it, I was like, oh, here he is. But then upon a reread earlier today, I found out that I really liked the psychology of Rin's little, like, 4 or 5 pages at the beginning of the chapter as the best part. I really did. But the rest of the chapter, no slouch. We got introduced to Renji last chapter, and boom, Fushigoro's going to fight him. And then we found Higuruma very, very quickly. Now it's going to be Yuji versus Higuruma. It's going to be also very interesting. They both made their case, but now it's going to come to the blows. So let's just see what happens. I enjoyed the chapter. What did you guys think? Chapter 163 of Jujutsu Kaisen review completed. Like, comment, subscribe, as always. And don't forget the fourth and most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, drink responsibly. As your host with the most, Griever always does. We'll see you guys back here next time for Chapter 164. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.